I love those dear hearts and gentle people who live in my hometown.
Alright, I'm doing this video in response to communications that Super Sly Fox 1 and I have had over the past week or so, couple weeks maybe, on cowpeas. She's growing regular American black-eyed peas, and what we have here is the Risina De Trasiorfino, the Italian heirloom cowpeas. Cowpeas are cowpeas. They're all the same type of plant, so the similarities will be helpful. Anyway, this is going to be a short video, and in an abbreviated way. I'll go through the stages of growth, harvesting, and drying of the exact seeds. Here, you can see the flowers are forming. This will open up, the petals will open up like so, and it will form a flower. That will then be pollinated, and you know what happens there. These plants have two kinds of flowers, white and purple, and I think I mentioned that in my last video. Once those flowers are pollinated, you can see in this one, they start to grow the bean pods. And you can see this particular plant is very fruitful. It's growing flowers as it's growing bean pods. And in the overall scheme of things, you can see by the leaves and the greenery that this plant is still in its ascendant phase, and it's not nearly mature and petering out and dying. Here we have, you know, it's still sending out these tendrils to grow. So, and you can see that there. So it's definitely on the upswing. It's a preteen, teenager plant. All right. So once those little bean pods start to grow, you can see they get thicker. And in this particular plant, they grow in pairs, like, you know, rabbit ears, the antennas. Now, I'm going to show you then this stage. At this stage, you can start to see the bumps on the pod where the peas are being formed inside. And then here's a mature green pod where you can see clearly the cowpeas inside there have been formed. Okay, so then what happens from there? Well, the other day I came out and started noticing that these pods were starting to dry and mature. After they get mature, and you can see you can clearly see the bumps, the pods start to turn yellow, greenish yellow, as you can see here. And then they get yellower. I hope you can see. The image in the screen on the camera isn't nearly as colorful as they are in real life, but these two together, you can see the color difference there. Okay, they're yellow, so that means they're mature. That pod is not growing anymore. The beans are getting ready to dry and fall off the plant. Here's another twin set. You can see the pods starting to lighten up and change from green to yellow. Now then, as they get older, here's a set of clearly yellow ones with an ant, and they're soft, and they're bendable, so they're not ready. Here's another one in stages of drying out. Then as they get older, they take on this color, and the pod is still soft. It's bendable. You can see it split there. Now then we get to these pods here. And I'm going to pluck this because this one is completely stiff. And I'm going to see if you can hear the sound. I don't know if you can hear it, but it sounds like dry paper, like scratching on someone's whiskers. That pod is dry, and you can't hear this one, but it can split open. With the pressure on my fingers, it will split open, and we can get the peas, the black-eyed peas out of there. You see that? Alright, now there's some other ones here that I saw that are drier and actually crackled when I squoze it, and that's when I thought, okay, I got to bring the camera out And see if I can duplicate that. Did you hear that? I'm sure you didn't, but I'm going to try again. Oh no, it's these over here. If you can hear that slight little crinkly, that, like when you get a book and the pages are yellowed and old and crinkly, that's the sound when the pods should be plucked, and then they can be split open and you can pull the peas out and dry them. Alrighty, here we are back inside now. We're going to demonstrate further about these Risina De Trasiorfino bean pods. You can hear that, how dry they sound, okay? And let's see if you can hear them crack this time. Did you hear that slight crackling? Yeah. See that? I know you heard that. Okay, at that point, you know these are ready to dry or to eat. And these are cowpeas, just like regular old American black-eyed peas, except that you can see how tiny they are. And this is their particular variety. And you see they got the little black eye and the, well, that ain't focusing too well, is it? But you got the little black eye in there, and it looks like just a very miniature black-eyed pea. Okay, these are kind of hard, but if you see with medium pressure, I don't know if you can tell, I can dent them with my thumbnail. Can you see the dent there? Dagnab. I wish this could focus better. But anyway, trust me, there's a dent. It went down there about a 1/16 of an inch. Let's see if I can cut it with a case knife. Yep, cuts. You didn't even hear a snap, did you? It cuts easy. So there's quite a bit of moisture in there, and although they are kind of dry, an American cowpea, a big one, black-eyed pea, they'd have a lot more moisture. And these, if you try to put them up like that, some will begin to molder, and they'll mold and they'll ruin all the rest. So you need to dry them further. And so what you do is, this is probably not quite as ready, is you lay them out single layer deep over newspaper or on a plate, depending on how many you got, somewhere where you got some sort of air circulation, and just set them out for a couple days and let them dry. Of course, then you can use the easy way, and you can use a dehydrator. Heck, we got a 6-tray dehydrator going right now, drying out herbs, and I know I could dehydrate them all overnight, and boom, you're done. But, you know, the old-fashioned way is you just lay them out on a table or on newspapers, and there you have it. Now, all you want to do is dry them out for a few more days, just so under medium pressure you can't really make a notch with your fingernail. At that point, you know they're dry enough, and whatever moisture's in there is in there deep. Now, at this point, these are ready to eat. Now, because of the plant having beans at different stages, we're not going to get, looks like, the black-eyed peas all at the same time and be able to harvest them all at once. So I'm going to leave these on the plant like my wife recommended. Mrs. Rivet is great, by the way. She knows her plants. And leave them on there as long as possible. Now, if I bump them and they fall off, or if they start shattering, well, then you're just wasting seeds, so I know I need to harvest them. But I'm going to leave them on there as long as possible so I can harvest as many at a time. And then I'm going to dry them and put them up, and eat some, obviously, as well, because I want to plant some next year. Now, I bought the seeds from rareseeds.com, but I want to use my own seeds and see what happens. So anyway, if you have a handful, lay them out on a plate, put the plate in a cupboard, or leave it out. You know, if you got animals, you know, cats, like we do, I wouldn't leave them out because the cats are going to have a ball at night with them. But leave them out somewhere, and they'll dry fine. Put them on top of the bookcase or something. But anyway, I hope this helps. This is a tutorial in a very small scale on how to harvest and dry black-eyed peas, cowpeas. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. Bye-bye.